Hello, good afternoon. Welcome back to another day of Premier League Dad live watch along football. We've got 4 games again today. 4 games yesterday. Big day where we started off in the Championship on the final day. Then we went to the Premier League. Everton 2, Ipswich 2. Arsenal getting beat in the 5:30 game from Bournemouth at the Emirates. That was unbelievable. And then we saw Inter Milan take a big step back towards Napoli in the Serie A title race at the top of the Scudetto. Inter Milan 1, Hellas Verona 0. So we had a big day yesterday. I think we're going to have another big day today. We've got the starting us off. We've got, it doesn't get much bigger, does it, in terms of derbies? Rangers against Celtic at Ibrox. Kicks off in 17 minutes time at 12 o'clock. And straight after that, we're going straight to Brighton and Newcastle in the Premier League. Then to Chelsea and Liverpool. And then we'll finish off tonight back in Serie A with a big game in the race for the Champions League, Bologna against Juventus. So I'm hoping you'll stick with me for as many of those as you can. Maybe you'll dip in and out through the day. I know everyone's got different things going on. Weekends are very much about football here. So I am entirely focused on the first game, Celtic away at Ibrox for the big Old Firm game. And FYI, I should also mention as well, this live is brought to you by our sponsor. The sponsor for Premier League Dad for the remainder of the 24-25 season, Match Bingo. If you've never heard of Match Bingo before, I am absolutely certain that you will do. It's a genius app. If you like a flutter on the football, if you like an acca, then Match Bingo is definitely worth looking at. They are an absolute genius app. They combine all the excitement of traditional football betting, sports betting, with all the fun that you'd associate with bingo. Basically, you get a bingo card with 15 random events on during the game. It might be things like corner to Manchester City, free kick to Liverpool. And as the game goes on, it will automatically mark off on your card those events. And if you get a line, if you get a full house, then you get paid out accordingly. There's over £200,000 of prize money that's been paid out already. There's over 10,000 active players here in the UK. And it's an absolute genius app. And if you go and sign up right now, you deposit £5, you get £10 free. You can do so via the link in my description, which is on this video. Or you can scan the QR code to download the app to your phone or tablet or device or whatever you're on. And if you do that, then you can get £10 free with Premier League Dad. So, yeah, go and check it out. It's an absolutely brilliant app. And again, if you have any winners, remember, I like whiskey. But good luck. Let me know as well throughout the live how you're getting on. Throughout the day, how you're getting on. But it's definitely worth giving a go. But we are now focused entirely on Rangers against Celtic. Celtic have pretty much wrapped up the league here, but you can never ever say that the Old Firm doesn't matter. You can never ever say that the Old Firm doesn't matter, because if anything, Rangers, since they sacked Philippe Clement, they changed the manager. It feels like there's a different energy around the club, and I'm sure they'll look forward to, if nothing else, kicking some lumps out of Celtic today and leaving their mark on them. But Rangers will want to, put a statement out there that we're back for next season. We're certainly going to be challenging again next season. It's not been a good year for Rangers, either in Europe or domestically, but they can get back to it. I'm sure they will get back to it. They'll bounce back, and Ibrox is a hell of a stadium, an occasion to do that on. So it's certainly started to get packed out. We are just about 15 minutes away from kickoff, and I'll tell you the lineups. Let's get stuck onto the lineups. 1 second. Let's get into the lineups. Jake, how are the lads? Pressure on today. I'm worried sick. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one as well. Brighton, Newcastle. 2 o'clock kickoff, Brighton, Newcastle. So, we'll be live for that one as well. Really looking forward to that. Let's see how we get on with that one. But, yeah, let's get into the lineups here very quickly. And we can have a little look through them and see what's going on. Okay, so your lineups for the Old Firm today are as follows. We'll start with Rangers. In goal, it is Liam Kelly. It's Tavernier, Sutar, Balogun, and Jefte at the back, with Raskin, Diamande, and Barron in midfield. Bajrami on the left. Bajrami on the right. Cherney on the left, and Dessers up front. For Celtic, it's Sinisalo in goal, Taylor, Scales, Carter Vickers and Ralston at the back, with Rio Hatate, McGregor and Engels in midfield. And then it's Forrest on the right, Dyson Maeda on the left, and Adam Ider up front in that lone number 9. So both teams lining up fairly similarly, I guess in terms of the setup. And we just need to have a little look and see whether or not. Yeah, to be honest, there's some players who have dipped out of there. I can see that the lineups, there's been a couple of changes. Obviously, Celtic are missing the likes of Kasper Schmeichel, Jota, Johnston. For Rangers, no Sterling, no Lawrence, no Yilmaz. Yanis Hadji's dropped to the bench. Igamane's dropped to the bench. I was looking forward to seeing Igamane today. So yeah, it's a bit. I'm a little bit shocked to see no Igamane. Celtic have got John Joe Kenny, Schlupp, Trusty, Yang Hyun Jun, Naroki, McCowan, McArdle, and Bernardo on the bench with the goalkeeper Bain. For Rangers, it's Butland, Cortez, Danilo Pereira, Hadji, Igamane, Kassan Wijro, McCausland, Nsiala, and Bailey Rice. Again, Bailey Rice, another one that I'm looking forward to seeing more of for Rangers, maybe over the course of next season. But yeah, lots of options there for both teams on the bench. And let me get to the comments. 1 second, let's get stuck into the comments. I've not seen any since we've come on to the live. Forgive me if anyone's commented anything already. I've missed it. Cheers for the... Oh, here we go. Free Cash UK. Have you ever been to Finland? I haven't ever been to Finland. No, it's one place I've not been. I've been to Norway, Sweden. I've been to Copenhagen. Been to Sweden. Been to Norway. I've been to Iceland. I've been to Keflavik and Reykjavik. But yeah, Finland is probably one of the only Scandinavian countries I've never been to. Yeah, I should. I'd like to go to Finland. I've met a good few Finns in my life. One of the first games I ever went to watch for Liverpool, actually, was Liverpool against FC Haka, Finnish side. Jaden, 12 days in a row. Cheers, Jaden. Cheers for sticking with us, mate. Absolutely super fan. M157, how's your morning been, lad? Yeah, really good. Really good. Hope yours has been good too. To be honest, finished last night. What time did we finish streaming last night? About 10 o'clock. We started at 11 a.m. yesterday, and we went all the way through to about 10 o'clock. And then, yeah, back on at about 11:30 today. So probably through to about 10 o'clock again. So lots and lots of football over the weekend. That's always the way. M157, here he is. Oi, oi. Is this Celtic and Rangers, Lucas Lambert? Yes. Well, it's Rangers against Celtic. Not Celtic Rangers. It's Rangers Celtic. It's at Ibrox. Very important fact. Rosie Lee Laws, this is going to be a good game. Yeah, hopefully so, Rosie. Hopefully so. Certainly getting... You always get a good vibe, a good energy about the Old Firm, don't you? It always feels like, even if the teams aren't always as good as they once were, you know, I remember growing up with the Celtic Rangers sides that had some really, really top players in, you know, whether it be your Larsens, your Gascoignes, your, you know, Michael Moles was a decent player. They had Van Bronckhorst, they had De Boer. Celtic had Chris Sutton, John Hartson. There was loads of great players who played for both teams. Pierre Van Hooijdonk at one point as well played for Celtic, didn't he? Loads of good players. And it feels like maybe the quality has diminished ever so slightly in terms of the squads then and now. But actually, if anything, it's got more intense, I feel like. The derbies, the rivalries have got just as intense, or more intense, therefore. OB734, you said Bilbao would do United. Now look, pal. Yeah, listen, you can't get them all right, mate. You can't get them all right. And they might still do United. Leon scored 4 past you. Why can't Bilbao? Crikey, Leon scored 4 and they only had 10 men. Bilbao are a better side. I'm sure they can worry United on Thursday. But even if they don't, so what? Spurs are going to beat you in the final. Spurs have got you in the final. Come on, Spurs. They've beat United twice already this season. United haven't beat them since 2022. M157 was here for all 4. Yes, love it. Matt Egg, Old Firm, most overrated derby. You think so, Matt? I don't know. I think anyone Scottish would disagree with you. Lucas Lambert, what city are you from? I'm not from a city. I was born in a town called Saint... Well, I was born in Wiston, technically. So I was born like 15 minutes from Anfield. I grew up in St Helens, which is just outside Liverpool. And then I've moved... I've worked in Liverpool for years. Worked in Liverpool city centre for years. Worked in Manchester, worked in Warrington, lived in Runcorn and Widnes and various places around the northwest and Merseyside. So I've bounced around a bit. Accent is kind of all over the place, but big Liverpool fan, supported Liverpool for 30 years. I've been all over the world watching Liverpool. My dad started supporting Liverpool in went to his first game in 1972. And he went to pretty much every game, home and away, between then and me being born. And for the same reason now I don't go to games, because I've got a little girl, I've got a family. It's far too expensive to go to games anymore. So I now watch them with you guys. That's what happens. We watch the games, we watch the footy here with you guys, and we have a laugh and we have a bit of banter. Ollie Gretsch, yo bro, I'm mid TikTok toilet time, and just gotta say you've got some unreal shirts in the back. Cheers, man. Cheers, Ollie. I've got absolutely loads more. I'm refreshing them all at the end of the season. For next season, there's going to be 8 new shirts there at the back, or at least 8 that you can see. There's more behind me as well. I mean, I don't know if you can see. There's a Monaco one just there. There's a Nantes one here. FC Nantes. I've got loads of them. Not that I'm bragging, but you know what I mean. OB734, only messing. We've had a poor season, but winning the Europa would be massive for us money-wise. It would, yeah, that's fair to say. CJ19, match day, Rangers 3, Celtic 1. Jaden saying 2-1 Celtic. Celtic certainly having the better of him, you've got to say, I think, this season. Seeger's wife, guess what? I don't know. I can't guess. What am I guessing? Charlie, only Liverpool fan I actually like. Cheers, man. Crikey. I don't know if that's high praise or there's not that many of us about that you like. There you go. Jake, Newcastle announced pre-season friendly against Celtic in pre-season this week. We'll watch this one with a close eye. Newcastle Celtic in pre-season. Where's that being played? Is that at Parkhead? Is it St James's? Or is it in some far foreign land, maybe Thailand or Japan or somewhere? Cashing in on that foreign money. CJ19, Rangers have dominated the heads-to-heads this season. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they have. I mean, like I said, they've certainly done better in the heads-to-heads, but Celtic, you'd still argue, have had by far the better season. Obviously, they've cleared the league. Rangers didn't do too well. I know they only went out last round in the Europa, but yeah, it's not been a great season for Rangers. It's not been vintage, especially with the manager going. Lewis Judson, did you see Bradford yesterday? I did, yeah. What a finish that was. That pitch invasion. Unbelievable end to the game. And Bradford nicking an automatic spot. I've no sympathy for Walsall at the end of the day. Walsall, I can't believe they fell down so hard. They'd been falling for weeks and weeks and weeks. At one point it looked like they were certainty for the championship. Never mind promotion. So yeah, absolutely bottled it, Walsall, and a great end to the season for Bradford. CJ19, Celtic 2, Rangers 3. Rangers 3, Celtic 0 in the last 2 fixtures. We'll draw with Chelsea 2-2. Oh, that's Liverpool. Yeah, Liverpool's in the 4:30. We'll be live for that one as well, of course. I think 2-2 is probably about the right scoreline, I would say. Certainly going to be goals in that Chelsea-Liverpool game later. Chelsea obviously have to win. I think Liverpool are going to be heavily rotated. So, really interested to see what those lineups look like. Really interested to see how both managers approach it. Chelsea will have to come out and have a go. Liverpool, I mean, look, I imagine a lot of our players are still hungover. Maybe Salah aside and Kanate aside and some of the more, those who abstain from such vices. But the rest of the squad, I'm sure, will have fairly sore heads. When you saw Arne Slot in that pre-match interview, pre-match conference, and he had like 2-3 day old stubble on his face, he looked really rough and worn, like he just woke up on a park bench after being out all night on the Raz. He absolutely loves it. That would have been a great celebration. Lewis Judson, there will be a big Fine for Bradford City though, as the game wasn't fully over when they all ran on. Yeah, I know, but do you know what? If someone said at the start of the season, you're going to have to pay a fine because there's going to be a pitch invasion, but you'll get automatic promotion, I'm pretty sure every fan, every manager, all the managers, coaching staff and the players and maybe even the board as well would have said, yeah, that's fine, we'll pay the fine, no problem. We'll pay it and more because it's going to be an amazing memory that you remember for a very long time. And Bradford are going up, so you can't knock it. CJ 19, Chelsea 2, Liverpool 2, Salah, Diaz, Jackson and Palmer. Okay. Charlie, unfortunately, a lot of Liverpool fans are tourists. Well, I mean, to be honest, mate, it's not just Liverpool fans, that's modern football for you. And it kind of comes and goes with success as well. I remember going to Manchester United games. I say going to Old Trafford, watching whether it be Liverpool or whoever. Watching Manchester United in Old Trafford and seeing the amount of tourists that were around them, whether it be, people coming in from South Africa or Russia or Korea or wherever it was and flying over just for one game and flying back immediately after the game in a lot of occasions. Like, it takes a lot of dedication to do that, paying thousands and thousands of pounds. But now that United are maybe not as successful, the numbers of those day trippers has steadily dipped. And it's the same thing with Liverpool. A lot of them have then kind of gravitated to Liverpool or City. And I'm sure the time will come. Liverpool aren't going to be at the very top forever. We'll have our moment where we'll drop down again and probably be 5th or 6th or whatever. We've never been lower than 8th, but we'll probably drop down again and be out of those European places at some point in my lifetime again in future. It's bound to happen at some point. And when that does happen, I'm sure all of a sudden you'll find tickets easier to come by at Anfield. It's just a byproduct of success, sadly. When you're a big, successful club, fans from all over the world want to come and watch you. And it makes things a lot harder. But equally, I remember going to a Liverpool game with my dad. We went and watched Liverpool against Real Madrid at Anfield in 2008? When we beat them 4-0 at Anfield. And we were offered £4,000 outside the ground for our tickets. £4,000 from two guys who were from Sweden. They'd flew over from Stockholm, no tickets, and they wanted to go and watch Liverpool Real Madrid. And they had £4,000 on them, and they said, "We'll give you £4,000 for your tickets." And we said no, which is, at the time, in £4,000, even then, it was 17 years ago, a lot more money than it is now. And even then, we was tempted, but we never did. We went in, we watched the game. I think now, with my little girl and a family to support and everything, I think I'd have took it, gone and watched it in the pub and enjoyed a round of drinks watching the game on the telly. But hey, there you go. That's modern football. Lucas Lambert, what time's kick-off? It is kicking off in about 1 minute. I mean, the players are on the pitch. The lineups are just coming out now. UTFR, you'll never walk alone, have a good one. Guess what? What's up, mate? Charlie, become quite unbearable, me. CJ19, this is a Tin Pot derby, Old Firm. They need to be in the Prem. Mate, you can't say that. I'd never ever say that the Old Firm Tin Pot. It's always a good watch, and I think it'll be a really good game. Ben Twist doing Old Firm, mate. Yeah, the Old Firm, Rangers and Celtic at Ibrox, just about to kick off. UTFR, one league does me for the next 10 years. Who's playing? Rangers and Celtic, mate. CJ19 got me a nice energy drink here. Nice. Jake, Parkhead, mate. It's a good day out for the fans and easy to get to from Newcastle. Yeah, it is. It's a nice stadium as well, Parkhead. Nice stadium. I mean, to be honest, Glasgow's, yeah. Ibrox, Parkhead, both of them are sound. From a football point of view. Right. We are about to kick off, so let me get the old scoreboard ready to go. Lucas, you would like to play there, wouldn't you? Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Proper cathedrals of football, Parkhead and Ibrox. You'd love to have a game of footy there. I mean, I can say that. I have been out on the pitch at Ibrox with a footy. Albeit no one was there. There was no one in the stands. There was nobody. I just walked out the tunnel. And then out on the pitch. Excuse me. Right, we're off. Mind your own. Brighton and Palace win today and tomorrow. I'll be loving it. Well, Villa certainly need a couple of results to go their way now, don't they? CJ19, I'll be here till 2, then off to the gym before kick-off. Nice. Mohammed Chelsea, who do you support? I'm a Liverpool fan, Mohammed. Yeah, big Liverpool fan. Let's get some background noise on here. Let's get the old background noise running and blurring. Goncalo Ramos, Le Goat, PSG. Come on, PSG. Mohammed Chelsea game today. Yeah, listen, we'll be live for it, mate. Stick around with us. We've got some Chelsea fans who are in the chat anyway. Michael's a big Chelsea fan who comes in here quite regularly. Lots of Chelsea fans who come in. So, it'll be a good atmosphere in the game later on. Rangers, chance off the bar. Oh, very nearly there. Whew. The man in the mask, Balogun there with a header. Free header. I tell you what, Celtic should have been 1-0 down there. Free header, 6 yards out. Balogun gets his head on it, bang off the corner, smashes off the top of the bar and behind. Rangers should be 1-0 up. Jake Curtin, 2-1 Toon today. JPC 24713, West Ham Tottenham predictions. That's got one of them games. It's got it's got a feel of one of them end of season sort of exhibition games where neither team has anything riding on it. So usually there's a lot of goals, right? So I imagine today West Ham and Tottenham will be maybe 3-2. 3-2 West Ham I'm going to go for. Or 4-2. I'm going to call lots of goals in that game. Lucas Lambert, on your right-hand shoulder, apparently, is that the new Liverpool kit? My right-hand shoulder, so this side. No, that's the Spain kit. That's the Spain kit. The reason I know this is my right-hand shoulder, I was looking at it from where you was looking. So this is the Spain kit from the year that Spain won the World Cup, mate. So that's Spain, and that one is the Liverpool kit from 2007. The Fernando Torres, sort of peak Torres kit, that one. M157, I say you watch the United game next. No chance. Absolutely no chance. But United and Brentford is going to be an absolute dud. Again, Brentford, I would imagine, will fully... I think they'll beat United in that game. They've been a better side than United all season. I think they've got better players than United, honestly, now. I think it's going to be an easy Brentford win. Sully, what time is kick-off? This game is on now. It's kicked off now. It's 3 minutes in, Rangers against Celtic. And then you've got 2 p.m. for Brighton and Newcastle. We'll be live as soon as this finishes here. Rangers and Celtic. We're switching over to Brighton against Newcastle. And then that's at 2 p.m. And then Chelsea against Liverpool is a 4:30 p.m. kickoff. And again, as soon as Brighton Newcastle finishes, we're going to switch over to Chelsea and Liverpool. So we're live pretty much all day. And as soon as Chelsea Liverpool finishes, we're doing Bologna against Juventus in Serie A. So make sure you stick with us. Live football, watch-alongs all day, every single day. Till the end of the season, we are doing a watch-along. The schedule is on my YouTube channel. If you want to go and check it out, go and subscribe. It's a slightly better view on YouTube as well, by the way. We've got a scoreboard. We've got, it looks a bit nicer. It's better audio quality, better visual quality. You still have to look at my ugly mug either way, but it is what it is. I can't offer you anything else. This is what I'm working with, lads and lasses. The one and only 4-1 Brentford. M157, I can tell you got a little bit of love for United. A little bit of love. No chance. No chance. I've got a begrudging amount of respect for Manchester United. Not love, always. Not hate, but I feel like Chelsea and City over the years have kind of overtaken United a little bit in terms of hate. Because of how... Even Arsenal, to be honest. United will always, you'll always have that built-in rival with United, with Everton. It's kind of a part of growing up as a Liverpool fan. around the club, around Liverpool, around Merseyside. It's just, you always get that. But, City and Chelsea, and probably Newcastle will become a little bit of that in years to come. Mohamed Chelsea, even if I support Chelsea, we are going to lose. We have Sanchez in goal. Listen, Robert Sanchez pulled off an absolute world-class performance against Everton last time out for Chelsea. He might be recovering, you never know. I thought he was brilliant against Everton last week for Chelsea. We did that one as well. We did a watch-along of that game, Chelsea v Everton. And I don't think Chelsea were great, but Robert Sanchez definitely needed to make 2 or 3 very, very big saves to keep Chelsea in it. Gib 22, up the Seagulls, going later, 2-1 Brighton, playing okay. We have you, last away game for Liverpool. Nice, Gib. Yeah, well, you'll be there for the trophy lift. But good luck, enjoy the game later, mate. It's, be a beautiful day there down on the south coast at the Amex. And, I'm not sure if I am rooting for you. I'd quite like Brighton to beat Newcastle later. I'm quite, I don't know. I just want the top 4 race, the top 5 race to kind of go right down to the wire. So I think a Brighton win would just tighten all that up again. UTFR, I put a bet on Arsenal to beat Bournemouth 2-0. Silly. Suley, what's your prediction for Brighton Newcastle? 2-2. 2-2. End of season games are always higher scoring, in my experience. Maybe they're not. I've probably just give it the kiss of death there, haven't I? It's probably going to finish 0-0 now. But I do think high scoring games are on the menu in the final sort of month of the Premier League. So, yeah, I would go Brighton 2, Newcastle 2. Mohamed Chelsea, what do you think? Can Chelsea qualify for the Champions League? Yeah, I do. I think Chelsea are going to be the one that qualify. To me, it seems to be a 3-horse race between... I think Newcastle have got it. I think City have got it. And I think it's for that last 5th spot, it's between Forest, Chelsea and Villa. And... yeah, it's going to depend how Forest play against Palace tomorrow night. It's going to depend how Newcastle play against Brighton today. Villa got the big win yesterday against Fulham. That was really good. But there's still a lot of action still to be played. Obviously, Forest have got to play Chelsea on the last day of the season. Chelsea have got to play Newcastle as well. So there's lots and lots of games, big games still to go. I can't really call it, but my current feeling is that it's going to be Newcastle. It's going to be Chelsea. Chelsea will take it, just about, with Newcastle and City. I tell you what, the tackles are already flying in here. Celtic have just had a couple. It's like a basketball game already. Newcastle Rangers have hit the bar, and Celtic should have been one-on-one and through on goal there, but they get the pass just wrong at the end. It was, I think it was Atate who had the pass, and he just underhit it, and it allowed Balogun to nick in and clear it away. Premdad, who do you think Atleti bring in? I couldn't tell you. Again, I think Liverpool are strongly linked with Julian Alvarez for a reason. We have been for a number of years now. And I would imagine that Rangers are in here again. Good tackle getting back there from Celtic. Really smart play by Rangers. Shot off the... oh, it was a deflection and a great save there from the keeper. Celtic tipping it over the bar. Unbelievable shot there from distance. I think it was Raskin. Or was it Cherney? It was a great shot, and it just deflected up off the ground and dipped over the keeper, just had backpedaling, tips it over the bar. It was Cherney. CJ19, I wouldn't mind Romero at all, to be honest. Yeah, no, I think it's probably going to be... I'd like to see a Julian Alvarez, Darwin Núñez swap, because I think Núñez goes to Atletico Madrid, working under... Diego Simeone, Cholo Simeone, and I think he would do really well there. He'd probably get sent off every game, but, he's got that sort of... oh, good header again, good save by the Celtic keeper. Again, I think it's Balogun. No, it wasn't, it was Raskin. It was an unbelievable header again. Low down, good save from the keeper. Both teams putting early pressure on here. We've 10 minutes in and we've had 3 or 4 shots on target, plus a shot off the bar. So, whoever said this is going to be a dud, don't know what you're talking about. Old Firm games are always very, very lively. Archie's boy, good to see you, mate. Lucas Lambert, are you going to the Liverpool final game for the trophy lift? No, but I'll be doing the Liverpool final game. Maybe we'll be covering it here, but no, I won't be going to it, mate. Sister Vista, hi mate. Hope you're doing good and had a good day so far. Yeah, really good day, mate. Hope you're doing good as well. Long day of streaming yesterday. Long day of watch-alongs yesterday. Another one planned today. The graph never ends. Sully, do you back Villa to get top 5? No. I don't, sadly. I'd like Villa to. I would really rather Villa get it out of the 3 that's left. You know, Forest, Chelsea, and Villa. I would certainly prefer Villa to get it, but because I really like Unai Emery's teams. I think Morgan Rodgers is a really wonderful player. I think you've got a lot of likeable players in there, the likes of McGinn. I think Onana's good. I think you've got Tielemans in there, has had a good season. Pau Torres at the back's been exceptional. Kamara in midfield as well. It feels like you've got a lot of likeable players in there. Jacob Ramsey too, I think, is very underrated. So I'd like Villa to get it. I just don't think they will, sadly. No. I think they've left themselves a bit too much to do. I tell you what, this is chaos here. Celtic at the back post picking the ball up. It is just end to end. You can't pick a winner here already. Rangers have started lively, but Celtic have put some good balls in already. That's a bit too heavy. It's gone behind for a goal kick to Rangers. Jake, 2-2 isn't a bad shout. I think there'll be at least 3 goals today. Scouse L, good to see you, mate. 2-1 Newcastle, 1-0 Brentford, 1-1 Spurs, 2-0 Liverpool. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. That'd be a good day of football, wouldn't it? Ivan, hello from Zagreb, Dynamo Zagreb fan. You had a good game yesterday against Hajduk Split, didn't you? Didn't you win? Did you win that one? I had Dynamo Zagreb to win against Hajduk Split yesterday. I'm sure you won. Please say you won. Don't say you didn't win now. Yeah, 3-1. I thought you did. Here's me thinking you didn't. Doubting myself there. But good to see you, Ivan. Good to see you. Nice to have more European fans on watching Premier League Dad. We've had lots of... I keep calling myself Premier League Dad. That's the channel name. My name's Key. Call me Key. K-E-E. Key. That's my name. So you can refer to me as whatever you want. I don't mind. Call me Premier League Dad, Key. Whatever. Whatever you want to call me. Ball to the back stick. Unlucky. Just a lot of people seem to come in and start calling me Dad. That's mad. It's not that vibe. It's not that sort of channel. M15731 United. Sully, that pass has to be better from Ida. Yes, the final ball from both teams been a bit poor, hasn't it, so far? But we're still getting chances again. 13 minutes in, Rangers seeing a lot of the ball. Celtic on the counter look very dangerous. AJ Ball, we was robbed against City on Friday night. I can't say... Are you on about Villa? Oh no, City was Wolves, wasn't it? Sorry, City was Wolves. I keep going back to the Villa game for some reason. Yeah, I was going to say that performance from Wolves was a lot better than I was expecting. You hit the post a couple of times. It felt like you didn't really take your chances. Not sure you were robbed, because De Bruyne's goal was fine. It was a good performance from City as well, but Wolves, I think, deserved more, didn't they? They probably should have finished some of the chances they had there. Liam 111238. Can you show us your GC? I don't know what GC is, mate. What's GC? M157. What time you on? I am on all day today, pretty much all day. From now till about 10 PM, I'm going to be live watching 4 different games. Ivan, hello from Zagreb, Dynamo Zagreb fan. Yeah, absolutely. Love it, Ivan. Lucas, I don't think Slot will start the best team, and I want to see Chiesa. I don't think he'll start Chiesa. LZ, I reckon Brentford win today. Me too. Hope so, anyway. Certainly hope so. James Moss, Celtic and Rangers should be in the Premier League, swapping with Bournemouth and Brentford. Don't be saying that, James. Come on. Celtic and Rangers are not going to get in the Premier League anytime soon. Although, saying that, we have Welsh teams come up, don't we? We had Cardiff and Swansea in the Prem not that long ago. Wonder if we had maybe a British league and, get Get Shelbourne in and Shamrock Rovers and all them in from Ireland. Not necessarily. I know that some of the Republic of Ireland, but you know what I mean. Get Belfast and Republic of Ireland and do a full British Isles team. Or British Isles League, rather. Oliver Taylor, is it top 5 in the Champions League for the Prem this year? It is, yeah. Top 5 in the Prem, top 5 in La Liga, top 4 in Serie A, top 4 in the Bundesliga as well. It's just it's just La Liga and the Premier League that get 5 places this year. Food Review Club, you making much money streaming? None at all, mate. Not a penny. Not a penny. Not a sausage. I'm really not. I've only started the channel 4 months ago, so I'm very new to it all. I'm still learning every day. I'm hopefully it's getting better. You guys tell me, I don't know. Hopefully it's getting better, but we've got to 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, 2.5 or so on TikTok. But yeah, it's all been from a standing start. I've no experience doing this at all. I've had to learn as we've gone along, so maybe in time there will be money that comes, I don't know, but right now, no, not a penny, not a sausage. LZ, I have no clue how Martinez is rated best goalkeeper. Every game he makes a mistake. I don't know if he makes a mistake every game, but he hasn't had a good season, I would say. He's not had his best season, definitely. Jake Shaw, Villa in PSR, trouble seeing Newcastle linked with Jacob Ramsey in the last 12 months. Jacob Ramsey, I think, is one who could make a move this summer. He feels like he's won Aston Villa Young Player of the Year 2 years in a row, I think. And then he's kind of been dropped a little bit. He's not had as much game time as maybe you'd expect him to. And yeah, I think he's the oldest player in the England under-21s at the minute. He's one of the overage players. He's 23 playing for the under-21s. And I'm sure it'll be in his mind in a World Cup year as well to say, do you know what, I want to get out, I want to play regular football somewhere. At 23 years old, I'm fit enough, I'm good enough. I think Jacob Ramsey could be an asset if he left Aston Villa and went to somewhere like honestly, do you know what? Maybe like an Everton. Oh, very good save there. It was Maida getting through. I think he was offside. Good ball over the top by Ida. Maida and Ida. Ivan, yeah, we won 3-1 in Split. Nice. LZ, Ait Nori should have been sent off. You got luck. No, Ait Nori should never have been sent off. You can't say that. That was never a red card. Never, ever, ever a red card. You can't give reds for that. You can't give reds for that. Ivan, we are back on top of the league. Yeah, you had a little bit of a wobble, didn't you, Dynamo Zagreb? Cost me on a few accumulators, but yeah, you've done all right recently. Aidan, who do you support, Rangers or Celtic? Neither. I'm a Liverpool fan, mate. I just enjoy watching the football, and we do live watch-alongs on this channel every single day. We did 4 yesterday, we're doing 4 today, all back-to-back, and we're doing 1 every single day this week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So, yeah, stick with us. We do live watch-alongs all around the world, all around Europe, and yeah, it's all good. If you want to educate yourself on football, I feel like this is the best way to do it, to watch teams that you don't normally get exposure to see players in other leagues, how the game is played in other leagues, and all that sort of thing. So it's all good fun. Excuse me. CJ19, Nunes and Griezmann would work wonders. Blood and thunder. Maja Stalik, German. Nice. Lindsay T123, are you watching Rangers and Celtic match? Yes, Lindsay. Yeah, we are. Rangers and Celtic now, Brighton and Newcastle straight after, Liverpool away at Chelsea straight after that, and then Bologna v Juventus tonight at 7:30, 7:45 kickoff. CJ19, Keon, what do you reckon? Atletico Madrid versus Sociedad. That's in a couple of weeks, isn't it? Yeah, Atletico Madrid v Sociedad. I can't see Sociedad getting anything there. Whoa! Very nearly a poor back pass there from Celtic. I think it was Carter Vickers under-hit back pass. And, yeah, Carter Vickers under-hit it. And I don't know who it was who was chasing it down there, but very nearly got onto it. £8 PM kickoff. Will you cover it? What day is it? 8 PM. On what day? I think, to be honest, mate, I think we are literally booked up in terms of the schedule. Monday we've got Forest against Palace at Selhurst Park. Tuesday it's Inter Milan and Barcelona. Wednesday PSG Arsenal. Thursday Bilbao v United. Friday, who are we doing Friday night? I think it was AC Milan Bologna on Friday night. So yeah, we've got matches booked in pretty much for the next week. Day before we play Arsenal. 10th of May. So it'll be next Saturday. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I'm game for that. If there's nothing on next Saturday, I'm game for Atletico Madrid v Sociedad. Let's do that. Why not? James Moss, are you going to be doing Club World Cup live streams? Yes, James, we are. We're going to be doing all of them, to be honest. The only ones we won't be doing are the ones that start at about 2 a.m. So any 2 a.m. games, that'll definitely not be me. But all the other ones, there's games throughout the middle of the day at like 2 p.m, I think, and there's some at, I think, maybe a 9 or 10 p.m. kickoff. Don't mind doing them, but I'm not getting up at 2 a.m. to do a Club World Cup stream. Litigation, hi all, and chat, WATP. Jake, don't worry, we are shit, WATP. What's WATP? WATP. Something the Palace. We are the Palace. Are you a Palace fan, Litigation? You'll have to let me know. I'm sorry, I'm crap with acronyms. Crushy, come on, the Celtic champions again. Lucas Lambert, do you play football? Do I play football? One second, we've just had a someone a little bit dodgy come into the chat, so they're getting muted. Yeah, do I play football? No, not anymore, mate. Not anymore. I used to play football 3-4 times a week. Up to maybe 7 or 8 years ago. There or thereabouts. Yeah, 7 or 8 years ago. And then, yeah, had me little girl, started a business, had me little girl, and you just don't have time. Or I didn't have time anymore. All my mates grew up and had kids and got married and went off, and it then becomes so much harder to arrange a game of football once you get into your sort of mid-late 20s, early 30s. At that point, everyone's gone off and done different things. So when it comes to arranging, like when you're in your teens, early 20s, it's lads, listen, we've got the AstroTurf booked, or, you know, we've got a pitch booked, or we've got a match against these. Do you want to get down to the pitch? We can have a game. You can do it at the drop of a hat, and you can get 20 lads down, no problem. Whereas now, if I wanted to get 10 of my mates together, I'd probably need to give them all 6 months' notice. It's just one of them things. Everyone's got families and kids and, you know, school pickups and work and holidays, and it's just difficult. As you get older, mate, you just can't. Noah, we are the people. That's the one. Sorry, yeah, litigation. We are the people. I hadn't heard that expression. Sully, do you back Villa to win their remaining games? I think you'll win at Old Trafford. I think there's some other ones. I don't know. I guess we'll see. You can't really predict, because look, Villa can beat Fulham, and then we've seen them drop points in some games this season where you'd think probably should have cleaned that one and had that boxed off. I've seen, the game against Newcastle's phenomenal from Villa, so we've seen what they're capable of, but it's just been a little bit too many games where I've looked at them and thought, I remember Wolves away not that long ago. Oh, it's in. It's 1-0. 1-0, what a header that is. It's Raskin. What a header. Stunning goal. Free kick from the right-hand side. It's floated in. Raskin, bang. Gets his head on it. Low down. Keeper can't keep it out. And it's 1-0 Rangers. 1-0 Rangers. There you go. Fabulous header, that. Absolutely brilliant. Is he onside? Ooh, I think it's going to be tight, I think it's going to be tight. He might have just gone too early there. We might be chalking this one off. Litigation, who is your team, pal? I'm a Liverpool fan, mate. Big Liverpool fan. Followed Liverpool for 30 odd years. And yeah, like I said, I say this every time someone asks. I've got a fan. I've watched them all over the world. I've been around the world watching Liverpool, Champions League semi-finals, and big away trips all over Europe and everything. And now I've got a family. I've got a little girl, so you can't afford to go anymore. It's too much. There's a check. The referee's checking this one. Sully or Lucas Lambert, you look like a Steven Gerrard fan. Sully, Rangers 1-0. Callum, what games are you watching today? I am watching Rangers Celtic. Then we're watching Brighton New. So it's going to be offside. Here we go. Offside. Chalked off. It's chalked off. It's back to 0-0. No goal. Yeah, Callum, what game are you watching? We're watching... He is just offside. Watching Rangers Celtic, then Brighton Newcastle, then we're watching Chelsea Liverpool, and then we're doing Bologna v Juventus tonight in Serie A. So we're live for 4 games, 4 watch-alongs back-to-back today from about 11 o'clock today, 11 o'clock this morning, through to about 10 o'clock tonight. So stick with me throughout if you fancy watching them with me, or dip in and out as you can, breeze on by, do whatever suits you. But make sure you give us a follow, give us a like, because we're live every single day. Jayden, isn't Sven Botman back from injury? I don't know. I'll let you know as soon as the lineups come out of the Chelsea in the Brighton Newcastle game. I'll let you know. I'm sure, to be honest, I'm sure people in the chat will let us know as well. But yeah, I don't know if Botman is back. He seems to have just fallen off a cliff, Botman, with his fitness. Again, a very, very tidy centre back when he's been fit, but he's just been too in and out the side this season. Same could probably be applied to, your likes of Van der Ven and Romero and, some of the other top centre-backs this season. They've not maybe been as available as often they'd like to have been. Comes back to the old adage, the best ability is availability. Gotta be fit. Gotta be fit to play. James Moss, Bradford getting promoted yesterday means we have the biggest Yorkshire derby next year. Huddersfield versus Bradford. Massive. Huddersfield versus Bradford. Terriers versus the Bantams. Litigation. Cool, bro. Liverpool used to be close to Rangers, but somehow Celtic are closer. The ref has a history of anti-Rangers, to be honest. Does he really? I mean, to be honest, I don't think he got that one wrong. The VAR was right. I think he was just offside there, asking. But free kick to Celtic now, almost an identical situation there on the other side of the pitch. Mirrored free kick on the other side for Celtic to whip in. Carter Vickers has gone forward. They're going to put it in right-footed, so it's going to swing out. Oh, it's poor. Really poor. Cleared away by Rangers. Sully, do you reckon Mitoma will have an upper hand on Trippier? I think Trippier's done as a footballer. I really do. I've watched Trippier a lot this season. Every time I've seen him, I've just thought he doesn't. I don't know whether it's a loss of pace. I don't know if it's a loss of maybe energy. I don't know if it's maybe mentally he's kind of, I don't know, withdrawn or kind of he's coming to the end of his career. He's achieved all he's going to achieve, and he's maybe not putting as much in. I don't know what it is with Trippier, but it feels like he's making more mistakes now. And over the last 18 months, actually, it's not even just now. It feels like he's making more mistakes than he ever used to. Trippier was one of the more solid and consistent fullbacks a couple of years ago. Tackles flying in here. Referee's got to call that and give a yellow card there. Oh, he's not happy. He's just telling the Rangers players to go away, but that should have been a yellow card. Rangers were away there. Rangers were away. It was Raskin again. He gets away. Oh, that's a yellow. That's a yellow card. That's cynical. Got to be given a yellow card for that one. Lucas Lambert, I want Chiesa to play. Don't think Chiesa's playing. I think he might get some minutes, but honestly, I think Chiesa's probably going back to Italy, back to Serie A. LZ, who do you think will win each of the European competitions? I would like Spurs, PSG, and Betis. Spurs, PSG, and Betis would be my ideal. I think it will be. I think United are going to win it, and I really hope they don't. I really hope they don't. I really don't want them to, but I think they might just, I've got every faith that Spurs will do something, but so probably United on the Europa League. I think the Champions League, you can flip a coin. I think it could be any one from three. I don't think Arsenal will win it, but PSG, Inter maybe. They rested everyone last night. Inter Milan against Hellas Verona. Absolutely everyone got dropped. No Marcos Thuram, no Martinez. Mkhitaryan went to the bench. Barella went to the bench. Acerbi went to the bench. Bastoni, Sommer, everyone got dropped. Even DeMarco and Dumfries didn't play any game, any point in the game, I don't think, yesterday against Verona. And they still won. So, yeah, Inter are pretty much well rested. Barcelona, it was different. They rested everyone against Valladolid, but they also brought them on. They had to bring them on because Valladolid were winning 1-0. So, Rafinha and Yamal came on and they got them back into the game. So, yeah, Barca, Inter, PSG, any of them three, I'm not sure. You could flip a coin. And the Europa Conference, probably Chelsea will win it. I hope Betis do. Or even Fiorentina. I like both of them. Betis and Fiorentina. I like both of them. Moise Keane's had a great season for Fiorentina. And Betis, under Pellegrini, they just look a completely different side. That little triumvirate of Isco and Anthony on the right, Ezal Zuli on the left. They've got a really, really good side there, Betis. And Johnny Cardoso as well in the number 6. Johnny Cardoso is definitely one to watch for potentially coming to the Prem next year. He's been linked with Brentford. He's been linked with Spurs. Celtic getting into the area here. It's gone behind. Corner to Celtic. Jayden Thompson, score. It's 0-0, mate. Rangers have had a goal disallowed. It's been pretty even, I would guess. I mean, Celtic have got a corner now. Both teams have had chances. Rangers had the goal disallowed. I think the referee's keeping his cards in his pockets. I would have thought we'd have seen cards up to this point. There's certainly been tackles that would have warranted cards, I thought. Corner to Celtic here, whipped in, good ball in, chance, great save by the keeper. Another corner as well. Carter Vickers with the flick on at the near post. And all the big chances are coming from set pieces and corners. Balogun with a header that just went... Sorry, Balogun's header smashed the bar 2 minutes in. Carter Vickers there got a good header on that one, and keeper touches it over. Did well there. Sully, it's going to be United, Barca and Chelsea. I really hope not. FM No Casuals, love Celtic, but the old firm would struggle in the Championship, let alone the Prem. I think this version of Celtic and Rangers probably would be Championship teams. Cleared away by Rangers. Free kick, referee gives it there. Sully, he will at times, but Trippier's no mug. He will also get the upper hand. It'll be close. Lucas Lambert, would you have prime Neymar at Liverpool? No. I didn't rate Neymar. I didn't rate any version of Neymar. Any version of him. I genuinely believe Neymar is one of the most overrated players we've seen for many, many years. He was always at his absolute peak at Barcelona. He was always I think he was just a good player, a good wide player in an unbelievable side. Honestly, you could have put me up front with Suarez and Messi. Put me up front with Suarez and Messi, and you'd probably, I reckon I could have done double figures for Barcelona, even in the fitness level that I am. So, yeah, I don't think Neymar's seasons at Barca really were all that impressive. I don't think he was ever that impressive at PSG. The fact he even made the move to PSG is laughable to me, and it says a lot about him. And then he went to Saudi, gone back to Brazil now because he's broken from years of partying and all sorts. As a player, don't rate him. Never rated him. Jake Trippier isn't the player he was 2 years ago, but he's done well since coming back into the side. Sully, who do you reckon has the best bench in the league? Liverpool. Not many teams can bring on players like Gakpo and Darwin Núñez and even players like, I would say, Joe Gomez would be a starter for most Premier League teams, maybe outside the top six. Conor Bradley, Quaveen Kelleher. You look at Harvey Elliott. How many times has Harvey Elliott come off the bench? Curtis Jones playing for England, scoring for England. I think Liverpool have by far the best bench, yeah. And invariably the champions of the league usually do, don't they? Jake, Neymar was on the way there but left Barca and the development stopped. Azerbaijan, agreed. What has Neymar won other than what he did at Barcelona? That's true, yeah. Giammi, what did you think about Bologna? What do you think about Bologna? Sorry. Bologna doing very, very well. I'm surprised we've not seen as much of Lewis Ferguson this season. I know he's been suspended. Not suspended, out injured, hasn't he, for a few games. Thijs de Linger's maybe not had the season we were expecting from him up front. But yeah, they've done really well considering they lost some big players last summer. And yeah, we're watching them tonight, Bologna against Juventus. So looking forward to it. I still fancy Bologna could get in that top four, could sneak into the Champions League next season. It's going to be an interesting game, that Bologna-Juventus game tonight. Good ball into the box, claimed by the keeper. And I think he's just took out his own player there as well. Pops, you do know that English clubs are good because of the money pumped into them? Sure. Well, no, I don't. You say that. I don't necessarily agree with that. At least not entirely, because I would also argue, mate, that England is the best country in the world in terms of passion for football, watching football. Like, you don't get anywhere else in the world, you don't get full stadiums and pitch invasions like we got at Bradford yesterday in like the third or fourth tier. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen in Spain, it doesn't happen in Italy, it doesn't happen in France, it doesn't happen in Germany, it doesn't happen anywhere. You get empty stadiums around the world as soon as you drop below maybe tier 2, maybe. Some teams in tier 2, but for the vast majority. But there's packed out stadiums in the Championship pretty much every week. Packed out stadiums in League 1, League 2, even the Conference, a lot of places have big stadiums and big followings. So, no, I don't agree with you that it's entirely down to the money. The Premier League was mostly British owned when it first started out, and it was still one of the best leagues to watch. Lucas Lambert, did you rate Ronaldinho? Yeah, I loved Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho, for me, again, it's one of them ridiculous opinions that we all hold, but I think for a 1 or 2 year spell, Ronaldinho might have been the best player I've ever seen. I'll go as far as saying that. He just had a really short peak. Here's Rangers getting into the box. Corner again. Another corner set piece for him. Scales put it behind. Yeah, for a very short period, I think Ronaldinho was maybe the best that I've seen in my lifetime. And I loved a lot of other players. Messi, Henry, Suarez, Gerrard, Zidane, Batistuta. Lots of really, really talented players I've seen in my lifetime. Messi and Ronaldo, of course, the obvious two. But Ronaldinho was just unplayable. He was absolutely unplayable. And he could do everything. And when you'd say about Messi, for example, but could he do it on a cold and wet and windy night in Stoke and all that? I still think Messi would do well in the Premier League, but Ronaldinho could bully people as well. Ronaldinho was a players bounced off him. He was so good, and he was so good to watch as well. I think that's a lot of what football's about. We want to see mavericks. We want to see individuals who take risks, who take chances, who don't just, think, oh, do you know what? I've got the ball here. I'm going to pass it back and keep it safe for the team. No, they're going to go balls to it. I'm going to drop a shoulder and I'm going to have a run because I can beat these two. That's what we want to see more of, and it feels like that's being coached out of players more and more these days, particularly in the Premier League. Feels like you still see a lot of that in other leagues, and even in the Championship, you get a lot of risks being taken. So when we do see managers who come into the Premier League who are prepared to take risks, for example, Klopp, Iraola does take a lot of risks, plays quite high. Ange Postecoglou as well. I know Ange Postecoglou gets a lot of stick, plays very high, takes a lot of risks, presses very high. When you get managers like that, who are almost anti-Mikel Arteta, anti-Pep Guardiola, anti-Jose Mourinho, I think you've got to treasure them, you've got to cherish them. Because they make the game better. They make the game more open, and they encourage players to take chances. Other managers don't. Other managers are very, very risk-averse. And if you look at the feedback, by the way, on all the Arsenal games, all of the Arsenal games yesterday, or all the Arsenal fan channels yesterday, it was all about, it's too rigid, it's too boring, I'm bored watching us at home. We're not taking enough chances. He's playing us within this system, and it's just, there's no chances being taken. If Arsenal fans are saying that about their own manager, it's no surprise now they want to see risks taken. They're used to, Arsene Wenger did a lot of that. Arsene Wenger was all about walking it into the net was sometimes his style, but they took chances, that Arsenal team. M157, what do you think about people living in debt? What do I think about people living in debt? I don't know. I don't know what that's got to do with football. I haven't really got an opinion on it, mate. Look, people, you do what you have to get by in life. Can't judge anyone for living in debt. Sometimes it just is what it is. You have to do what you got to do. Reece Crownshaw, Ronaldinho and Kaka were unreal. Yusuf, good to see you, Prem Dad. Cheers, mate. Lucas, the big question, are you a Messi fan or Ronaldo? I don't think you could separate them. Honestly, I don't think you can say that one was significantly better than the other. I think Messi was fantastic, but Ronaldo was great as well. Cristiano Ronaldo was brilliant. Yusuf, what's the score now? It's 0-0. Still 0-0, mate. Litigation, King Kenny or King Kevin for the best striker? Yeah, look, they're probably a little bit before my time. I've seen lots of videos, obviously, of Kenny and Kevin Keegan. My dad tells me a lot about them as well. Obviously, he grew up watching them. So, yeah, to be honest, he named my older brother. It's in. Oh, Celtic, very nearly. Should have been 1-0 there, Celtic. Ida getting through. Good save there by Kelly. He was 1-1. 1-on-1 with him. Who played the ball through there? He's onside. There's nothing wrong with that. Corner. Chance for Celtic. Cleared away by Rangers again. Yeah, my dad's such a massive Liverpool fan. He named my older brother after the Liverpool captain that lifted European Cups in the 70s and 80s. So, yeah, he was... Rangers in for a chance here. Must be. It's 1-0. There you go. Nothing wrong with that one. Nothing wrong with that one. Fabulous goal. Cyril Dessers. 1-0 Rangers. That one's not going to get disallowed. There you go. Huge. Fabulous goal, that. Really good finish. Yeah, Ida should have made that 1-0 Celtic. And then it drops down and... Oh, it's poor. It's really poor from Ida at one end. And then at the other end, Dessers there, gets the ball, opens his body up. And just goes across the keeper. It's a really good finish, that, from Dessers. Really good finish. Diamand with the ball into his feet. Scales can't get anywhere near him, and Dessa's left foot across the keeper. Good finish that. 1-0 Rangers. There you go. Pablo Vergara. From what part of England are you? Your English is pretty understandable. Thank you, Pablo. I don't know if that's a compliment. But yeah, thank you. I tried to be understandable. I am from the northwest, so I'm from a little place called St Helens, which is just outside Liverpool. Noah Flaherty, Neymar or Mbappe? Mbappe. Lucas Lambert, do you think Suarez should have gone to Barcelona? Yeah, I mean, I wish he didn't. I wish he stayed at Liverpool, but we got good money for him. He went. He wanted to go. Can't blame him. And he went, and he was probably part of the best ever Barcelona team, I would argue. Maybe even the best ever team. Full stop. Him and Messi up front with Neymar. Different class. Suarez was outrageous. Again, it was mentioned the other day, I think it was Rory who said it, that Barcelona's all-time goal scorers. If you remember how Suarez went to Barcelona and he was about, 27? He was only about 27 or so, wasn't he? And he's like 3rd or 4th or something on Barcelona's all-time top goal scorers list. Like, that's how many goals the guy scored. He won the Pichichi. He was incredible. I genuinely believe that Suarez is the best centre-forward we've ever seen. Like, ahead of Ronaldo. I lived through Ronaldo, R9, and Batistuta, and Romario, and Shearer, Fowler, Andy Cole. Lots of great centre-forwards over the years in the Premier League as well. I've never seen one like Luis Suarez. Edward Brown, what an absolute joke. Should never be losing to these lot. It's good finish so far, certainly. Hazel, so you consider Mbappe's first season at Real Madrid a failure? Yes. Yeah, categorically. There you go, half-time here. Half-time, 1-0 Rangers. What do we think of that? No Flaherty, why are you caring about the AVZD League? Because it's a massive game and it's an early kick-off. It's 12 o'clock. And plus, we always do 3 or 4 games on a Saturday and a Sunday. We do live watch-alongs on a Saturday and a Sunday. That's our big weekend. It's coming up to the end of the season. So, yeah, we needed an early kick-off and this seemed like a good one to do. So, No Skill Aaron, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Lucas Lambert, do you think Suarez was better at Barca or Liverpool? Probably Barca. Yeah, probably Barca. Be yourself, Dylan. Can't believe Rangers are winning. No Skill Aaron, Aguero. What about Aguero? Suarez is better than Aguero. Aguero is very, very good. Again, deserves to be mentioned in that list. But yeah, Suarez was miles better than Aguero. It's just a shame Suarez loves a nibble on human flesh. Yeah, look, maybe as a person, he was a bit of a nut job. Most of them are a bit tapped, aren't they? To be honest, players at that level, at the absolute elite level. Look at Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo on the pitch the other day. You have to be a little bit. I don't know. You have to be a little bit mad to play, I think, at that level and be that good, because you have to be so obsessed with improvement and with getting better and just dedication to one thing, that just being okay at something is not good. It's not good enough. Second is not acceptable. You have to be brought up with that mentality that second is absolutely unacceptable. So yeah, it really doesn't surprise me that Suarez is a bit of an head the ball. Hansen was great for Liverpool. Yeah, absolutely he was. George Graham is a great Arsenal manager. Gorilla tag player 34. Come on, Rangers. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, I don't mind who wins, to be honest. I'll level with you. I really don't mind who wins. I'm just watching the game for the bants, for a bit of a laugh and a good watch, a good game. Um, Jaden Thompson score. It's 1-0 Rangers, mate. Be yourself, Dylan. No Onana in goal. No skill, Aaron. What about the likes of Cavani, Ibra, Falcao? Better than them. Much better than them. Much better than them. Sam Holloway, thoughts on Chido Obi starting? Is he really? That doesn't really surprise me. No skill, Aaron, you been through the 2 p.m. kickoff lineups. No, I'll do that now, mate. DJ St. Helens. Yes, mate. Yes. Born and raised. Litigation made a pair of pants out the Clingfield. Oh, very nice. Very nice litigation. Right, hang on 1 second. Let me get the lineups for the 2 p.m. kickoffs. We'll go through them. So, Brentford and Manchester United. It is Bayindir in goal. Let's hope he doesn't do what he did against Newcastle. Or let's hope he does, depending on how you want to look at it. Bayindir in goal. It's Delict, Fredrickson, Shaw, and Amas at the back with Dorgu as well. So Dorgu on the left. Dorgu on the left. Shaw left centre back. Fredrickson, Delict, and Harry Amas. Maybe it's Harry Amas left back, Shaw right back, Dorgu right back. Yeah, right wing back. Okay. And then midfield, it is Mainu and Agate with Mount in front of him and Chido Obi. Okay, fair enough. For Brentford, it's Flecken in goal, Collins, Lewis Potter, Vandenberg, and Yarmolyuk. And then it's Norgard, Coyote, Damsgaard, and Burmo, Wisser, and Sharda. Interesting. Okay. For Brighton and Newcastle, I think it's pretty much as it was. Pope in goal for Newcastle. Shah, Trippier, Livramento, and Dan Burn at the back. In midfield, it's Bruno, Tonali, and Willock. No Joe Linton. Joe Linton isn't even on the bench. And then it's Harvey Barnes, Isak, and Murphy. Not Mayfair. Murphy, Isak, and Harvey Barnes up front. For Brighton, it is it's for Bruggen in goal, Van Hecker, Hinchelwood, Dunk, and Estupinan at the back. Baleba, O'Reilly, and Weaver in midfield. And then a front three of Minter, Welbeck, and Adingra. Interesting. No Rutter. They've got Veltman on the bench, Gruder, Ayari. Yeah, Botman is on the bench for Newcastle, as is Gordon, Lewis Miley, Asula, Wilson, Longstaff. Okay. And West Ham Tottenham, go on, we might as well do West Ham Tottenham. West Ham, I've got Areola in goal, Cresswell, Emerson, Kilman, and Todibo at the back with Wan-Bissaka as well at right wing back. In midfield, it is Lucas Paquetá, Bowen, Kudus, and Nicholas Fulkrug up front. With Souček as well, and Nicholas Fulkrug up front. Spurs have gone with, as you'd expect, quite a change side. They've got Vicario in goal, Spence, Gray, Ben Davis, and Danzo at the back. Bissouma, Kulusevski, Odeber, Richarlison, Sarr, and Matthijs Tel up front. Okay. Well, there you go. That completes the lineups for the 2 p.m. kickoffs. Botman must be back. Yeah, he's on the bench. Be yourself, Dylan. What's your setup like? What do you mean? What's my setup like? I don't know what you mean. Dorgu on the right, yeah. Reece St. Helens, the home of Luke the Nuke Littler. And Premdad. No, Luke the Nuke Littler is Warrington. He does train in St. Helens, or at least he did train in St. Helens. Be yourself, Dylan. I predict 4-1 Brentford. Let's hope so. Shay Smith, prediction for Celtic v Rangers second half. I'm I would say, I think there's going to be more goals in it. I'm going to go 2-1. Say 2-1 Rangers. 2-1 Rangers. Celtic will come out strong second half. They'll get an equaliser. And then I think we'll see... Yeah, I think we'll see Rangers maybe nick it at the end. It's been a good game, though. Very, very good game. Good watch so far. And we're about to kick off for the second half. The players are just coming out. Let me know what you think as well, by the way. Let me know what your predictions are for this one. If you haven't yet as well, by the way, if you haven't already, please do go over to YouTube, give us a like, give us a follow, give us a subscribe on YouTube, on TikTok, wherever you're watching this. There is a slightly better view on YouTube. TikTok gets the phone view and the desk, and there's a slightly more professional view over here on YouTube. You get the slightly better audio quality, the slightly better audio visual experience. On YouTube, so by all means, if you want, and you get the scoreboard as well, scoreboard and the clock and everything that's going on there. So if you fancy that sort of an experience, and you're going to be sticking with us throughout today for all the games that we're doing watch-alongs of Rangers Celtic, then we're going to be doing Brighton against Newcastle, then we're going to be doing Chelsea against Liverpool, and then we're going to be doing Bologna against Juventus tonight in Serie A. Massive game in Serie A. So we're live for all of them. If you're planning on sticking with us, if you're planning on watching us for those, please do get over to YouTube, subscribe, and you might enjoy watching it a bit better over there. All the comments still come in. I still see all the comments. Doesn't matter where you comment. So I'll still see them. I'll still read them out. We'll still chat and have a natter throughout the game. And yeah, make sure you go and give us a follow. Be yourself, Dylan. The setup in front of you, I usually have 2 cameras in front of me. I have one camera and I have one phone, mate. That's it. One camera, one phone. And I have to have the phone because we're now sponsored. Premier League Dad is sponsored to the end of the season, and that sponsor can't be on TikTok due to TikTok policies and guidelines. So yeah, we just have YouTube for that. Joe, what's the score? It's 1-0 to Rangers at half-time. Lucas Lambert, is there any other apps you are on? Yes, I'm on Instagram, I'm on X, live on X right now, I'm on Twitch as well. Just started on Twitch. So Twitch, X, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Yeah, that's it for now. Maybe some more in future, I don't know. Some people have been telling me to try Rumble and a few other places. I don't know. I'm happy to try a few others. If you think there's any other platforms I should be on, give us a shout, let me know. I'll happily add an account on there and get simultaneously streaming on there too. Andrew Gibson, up the Rangers, come on. I'm really looking forward to seeing Liverpool at 4:30 to see this guard of honour from Chelsea. CJ19, Twitch, Kick. Yeah, I've got Twitch going. Twitch is on there. Kick, I haven't quite managed to yet. I think Kick, there's some issues with starting on there. I don't know, it doesn't seem to support the streaming software that I use, and I've just had a few issues with it, and it didn't seem to be worth the time to put into, but we'll see. Be yourself, Dylan. Which social media do you prefer? I haven't really got any preference. I quite like YouTube. I quite like TikTok. I don't mind. I like all of them for different ways, I guess. Litigation, make sure your camera catches your good side. I haven't got one, mate. I haven't got one. Slightly better camera quality here, slightly better audio quality here, but yeah, you're still working with the same stuff, so there's not much you can do about that. Joe, I get it, Joe. You like Irish things. CJ19, the fans are not happy with Simeone. Why not? Why not? No skill, Aaron. You like Rangers or Celtic? I honestly haven't got a preference. Honestly, haven't got a preference. I don't mind either. I quite liked Celtic when I was growing up because of Henrik Larsson. I And I remember Liverpool played them in the UEFA Cup in 1990. I think it was about 97 or 98. Steve McManaman scored an absolute worldie at Parkhead. And we beat him in the UEFA Cup. I think it was 98. Yeah, Steve McManaman scored one of the best goals I've ever seen at Parkhead. And then, yeah, from then on, I was probably a Celtic fan. But, I wouldn't have considered myself a Celtic fan, but you know what I mean. I didn't mind Celtic if they were probably my Scottish team. But then when I went up and did a tour of all the Scottish grounds, I was about 11. And me and my dad was going up to Scotland to watch Liverpool against Aberdeen in a pre-season friendly. And while we were up there, because Aberdeen is like right up north Scotland, he said, why don't we go and watch, or why don't we go and catch a few other games, catch a few other pre-season games, maybe even go and tour around pretty much all the Scottish football grounds. So we did. We went to everywhere. We went to Gretna, we went to Hearts, St Johnstone, Rangers, Celtic, Dundee United, Kilmarnock. We went everywhere. Literally went all along Scotland, all throughout Scotland. Went loads of grounds. So I say all of them, but we didn't do all of them. But we did a lot. We did probably 30 plus. Yeah, when I was up there, went to Rangers, walked into the reception at Rangers, and this old guy walked down the steps and said, "What you here for, lads?" There was no game on or anything. "What you here for, lads?" And my dad just said, "Oh, we've drove up from England, and just wanted to see if there was any tours going on, or can we have a look around or anything like that." And the receptionist was like, "Oh no, we can't do anything like that. It's no match on, nothing's going on here." And the chairman, whoever it turned out to be the chairman of Rangers Football Club, had walked down the stairs in the reception and basically said, "Come on, lads, I'll show you." And he took us through, and we went all round Ibrox. It was wicked. So from that moment, I liked Rangers, right? I honestly haven't got a preference. CJ19, because of his tactics, they're saying sack him, his time is over. I don't think Simeone... Listen, mate, if you sacked Simeone has basically been Atletico Madrid's identity for such a long time. I think he's done amazingly well there. He's won league titles with you. He's took you to, Champions League finals, Europa League finals. He's been a really, really top manager for a number of years. If you sacked Simeone, every top club in Europe would want him. Pretty much, anyway. He's a brilliant manager. But yeah, maybe it is time for a change. Sometimes it does just get a bit stale with managers. You never know. Lucas Lambert, who was your favourite player growing up? In the Premier League, Robbie Fowler. That was my idol growing up. I was a Liverpool fan from 4 or 5 years of age, and Robbie Fowler was just coming through then. He absolutely amazing. And I had Robbie Fowler's Hot 100, his first 100 goals for Liverpool, on a video. And I could tell you every single one of his goals in these first 100 that he scored, who he scored them against, what keepers he scored them against, and everything. I'm an absolute nerd when it comes to Robbie Fowler. So, loved Robbie Fowler. Before he did his knee, I think he might have been one of the best centre-forwards we've ever seen. But, yeah, Robbie Fowler fell apart. And I also watched a lot of Football Italia. And Batistuta was massive on that, so I loved Gabriel Batistuta. I loved watching Romario as well in Brazil whenever I got a chance to watch the international games. So Romario, Batistuta. I love Christian Vieri as well. Christian Vieri's a striker who's often forgotten about. And Inzaghi, Filippo Inzaghi, David Trezeguet was brilliant. Oh, there's lots of great strikers in Serie A I loved watching growing up. Colour Splash, what 3 players would you like to see Liverpool bring in? God, it could be anyone, that. Just 3. In an ideal world, I'd love to see us bring in someone like Yamal. I really like Adam Wharton. I honestly really like Adam Wharton, and I'd love to see us bring in. I know again it's going to sound. I like Van der Ven at Spurs. I really like Van der Ven at Spurs. I like Van der Ven. I like Adam Wharton. And obviously maybe Lamine Yamal isn't possible. So maybe we go with a more realistic one. I don't know. Kvaratskhelia. Doué from PSG. I'd like Doué. Or Rodrigo, maybe, from Real Madrid. I've jumped the gun here. We've not actually kicked off yet. Grace Phillips, what football team do you like? I'm a Liverpool fan, Grace. Be yourself, Dylan. Empoli 0, Lazio 1. Yeah. Big result that for Lazio. They're still chasing down European places in Serie A this season. Jake Pike, what do you think the 115 findings get handed... Or when do you think the 115 findings get handed down, mate? I swear it was meant to be April. Not anywhere near this season. I would imagine not even before the end of this calendar year. There's delays. Honestly, all Manchester City's lawyers will be doing, I'm sure, is delay. And that's what lawyers are paid to do. Lawyers are paid to drag the process out until it all becomes a bit tedious, and both sides just get so weighed down with the expense of legal fees and everything that eventually they both just want to settle. And that's what good lawyers are often paid to do with, defences where maybe they haven't got a great defence. Because apparently some would have you believe that City are banged to rights. And if City are banged to rights, then maybe as a lawyer you would look at it and go, right, okay, well we need to slow things down. We need to draw it out, increase the costs for both teams so we can eventually just reach a point where we can just settle. Just settle. And it might reach that point. You never know. But it has been going on for over a decade, hasn't it? Celtic, gone behind, corner to Celtic. Yeah, so honestly, mate, I would fully imagine that the 115 findings, Jake, don't get... What we'll see is, I would imagine at some point, the lawyers for City, the lawyers for the Premier League will get together in a room and say, right, let's get a compromise agreed here. And it'll all play out before our eyes. And it might be that City agree to take the hit on some charges, but not all of them. And that I do believe that's what's going to happen. I don't believe it's going to be they're guilty of everything. I think City will say they're guilty of none of them. So it might be that they get found guilty on some of the lesser things and they just get a slap on the wrist for it. Not guilty on a lot of the other things, the big things. And they probably get, in my opinion, it'll be at least another 12 months before we hear anything. And it'll be a very small points deduction with maybe a massive points deduction suspended. So it's almost like, right, you're getting 10 points off you now, but if you do it again, you're getting 50. That's what it's going to be, I think. That's my take on it. I don't think it'll be relegated, titles stripped and all that sort of thing. I don't think that at all. I think they're going to get a very, very light punishment. If anything. Colour Splash, do you play FIFA? I haven't played... I do play FIFA, yes, but I honestly haven't played it since I set this channel up in December. So, December the 26th, I think I posted my first video. And I haven't played FIFA at all. I haven't played any games at all since then. But I used to play a bit of FIFA. Only like career mode, not like online, or I didn't play like Ultimate Team or clubs or anything like that. And to be honest, this year's FIFA I didn't think was all that good. Be yourself, Dylan. Real Madrid 0, Celta Vigo 0. Yeah, I know, keeping an eye on that one. And to be honest, we're keeping an eye on all the games. As there's goals going in across Europe, I will let you know. Lucas Lambert, who do you think will win the Champions League? PSG, yeah. M157, I'll leave for the United game and then I'll be back after the game. Cool. Alright, nice one, mate. Appreciate that. Yeah, stick with us if you can. Litigation, why do a lot of Scousers dislike being English? Well, I mean, look, I wouldn't consider myself a Scouser. I'm a Liverpool fan, but I wouldn't consider myself a Scouser. But in many ways, St Helens, where I'm from, feel a lot of the pain that... And it's the entire north. Liverpool don't like the idea of being English because the rest of there's a sense that the rest of the country abandoned the north It's not even just a Scouser thing. It's a north-south divide. It really is. There's a massive north-south divide in England, and it's because probably in the mid to late 90s or mid to early 90s. It's a very political thing, but it basically, there was a feeling that the North was abandoned by this government and a lot of the South. Here's Celtic. Chance here. He's going down. He stays on his feet. But yeah, long story. Litigation, no compromise. Punishment should fit the crime. I agree. Listen, I agree with you. But again, we don't know. If you've seen the emails and you've seen the leaks, you would be pretty convinced of City's guilt. But they are pretty adamant and pretty certain that they've done nothing wrong. And we don't know the ins and outs. Apparently there was a document that's to be reviewed. I think it had over 4,500 pages of documents and data and information in it. And it took like years for these solicitors to go through it all. And I'm sure at a massive, massive expense, because good solicitors they get paid on a per hour basis, and good solicitors are charging thousands of pounds per hour. And if they're working on your case for months, maybe even years, you can imagine those costs will certainly ramp up. Be yourself, Dylan. Do you like Scottish and Irish? Scottish and Irish what? I like Scottish and Irish things and Scottish and Irish people. Yeah, love Scottish and Irish people. I don't watch like Gaelic football. I don't watch that. I've got family up in Scotland, so we go up to Scotland quite a bit. Love haggis. You probably wouldn't be surprised to see that looking at me, but to know that looking at me. But yeah, I do love a bit of haggis. Don't mind a bit of whiskey either. Not a fan of Irish whiskey though. Prefer Scottish or bourbon. I'd probably actually prefer bourbon than Scottish whiskey. But yeah, Scottish is probably better than Irish. Caleb, what time is kick-off? For what? For Brighton and Newcastle, it's 2 p.m. For Liverpool and Chelsea, it's 4:30. Rangers breaking away here. It's come out to Cherney on the far side. Oh, Scales gets the better of him every single time. He's not good enough there on that right-hand side, Cherney. Lucas Lambert, Phil Foden, or Bukayo Saka. Saka. Yeah, Saka, 100%. Had a poor season, hasn't he, Phil Foden? Here's Rangers flying forward now again. Does feel like Rangers are pushing forward a lot more to try and get that second goal, maybe the killer goal. Cleared away by Celtic again. Litigation, can't afford a solicitor myself. Hence time litigation, love haggis. Nice. Good to see that, mate. Love it. Haggis is great. It's one of them things you look at and think, if someone told you what it was, you'd be like, no chance. But it's absolutely fuel. Here's Raskin now, getting down the left-hand side, ball into the box, good save. It's gone behind for a corner. I think it was Carter Vickers who put it behind again. Empoli and Lazio have both had a player sent off, by the way. I would have liked to do Espanyol against Betis today in La Liga, because Betis are still pushing for the Champions League place in La Liga. Betis, Villarreal, Celta Vigo, there's all a lot of them have chances of maybe getting into the Champions League if they keep pushing on. Actually, maybe not Celta Vigo, to be honest. But Betis and Villarreal, definitely. 2-horse race there between them. Betis probably need to beat Espanyol today to get in the Champions League, or stay in the race for the Champions League with Villarreal. It's the Belgian Cup final today as well. Club Brugge against Anderlecht, for anyone who's interested. Great long ball forward again to Cherney. No, cleared away by Celtic. Lots of long balls now. Lots and lots of long balls. Celtic not really able to get the foot on the ball. Rangers building up a bit of a sustained spell of pressure. Taylor, long ball forward. Oh, that went. Oh, that was so close to being a pen. Shot! It's in. It's 1-1. It's 1-1. Is it an offside? Oh, Adam Ider. Adam Ider. He's laid that to the linesman. He's saying no, absolutely not. He's saying absolutely not. The flag went up pretty quickly there. It will be checked. But it took a big deflection. Ider picked it up. He had the shot. I don't think it's Ider. I think it might be the player who's in front of the goalkeeper. Maybe it's for blocking his view. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, you can't give that. Yeah, he is. He's offside. Yeah, no, that's going to get given, sadly. It's going to get given as an offside, definitely. Good run there. Unfortunately, comes out to Ider at the edge of the area. Good shot. Takes a deflection off. Checking the attacking phase of play. So are they going to give this? They can't give this. They can't give this. Surely they can't give this. There's a Celtic player stood in front of the keeper. He stood in front of the keeper. You can't give that. It doesn't hit him. It doesn't touch him. But he stood in front of the... How can you say he's not interfering with play? He stood in front of the keeper. They can't give this. They can't give this. Surely they can't give this. The referee's not having anything. He's saying, stand away from me, go away. He's listening. He's talking to his fourth official. I think this is going to be given as a goal, you know. Is he giving a goal? Can't give the goal. You can't give the goal. Goal. Adam Ider's equalised 1-1. And I tell you what, if you're a Rangers fan, you are fuming with that. You are absolutely raging with that. That is never, ever, ever, ever a goal. That's never a goal. Again, I'm not a Rangers fan, not a Celtic fan. I've got no skin in the game at all, no horse in the race. But I am telling you, that is offside. You can't give that. You can't give that. Jake Pike, coming over for Australia for the first time in November. Hope to catch a game as a City fan. I'm sure you'll get a ticket for the City game, mate. No problem with that one. There's no... Oh, honestly, the ball goes about this far away. Who is it who's blocking it? Oh, come on. No, that's... You can't give that. You can't give that. Either has the shot and it deflects off. I think it's off the elbow of the Rangers defender who's trying to block it. That wouldn't have been a penalty, but it hits his arm and bounces down into the floor and into the net. But there's a Celtic player stood about 3 foot away from the keeper. You can't have that. You can't give that. But it's 1-1. What do I know? What do I know? It's 1-1. I'd be raging if I was a Rangers fan. Right, Sinisalo. Really getting the crowd up for it now, the Celtic keeper. Reece, Celtic, my goats. And Celtic are in again here down the right-hand side. Feels like they got the tails up here. Yeah, Rangers are definitely rattled from this. Definitely rattled. They've already had one goal disallowed, Rangers as well. Raskin, who he was offside, there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I really do think that should have been ruled out. Oh, that's a great ball. There's a slip, and Cherney's touch has been terrible today. All day. Oh, that's a foul. Foul from Carter Vickers on Cherney, funnily enough, and it's a free kick to Rangers now, right near the corner flag. Colour splash, you want me to be mod? I'm happy to have, to be honest mate, we're not that busy, but I'm happy to chuck people in as mods who come into the live regularly and stuff. We have lots of regulars in, so yeah, happy to make people mods as we need them. Once we start getting a few more regulars in and a few more bigger numbers, let's say. We had over 1,000 watching yesterday's Championship playoff final, or playoff end of the season sort of thing for the playoffs. Final game of the season, that's what I meant. Race for the playoffs. Maeda is absolutely rapid, isn't he? CJ19, this is like the Madrid derby, draw galore. Adam Ida, ex-Norwich, yeah. Colour splash, what's the most viewers you've ever had in at once? On TikTok, just on TikTok, I think we had about 3,500 once. About 3,500, and it was pretty solid for maybe. It stayed at about 2,000 for a good chunk of it. I can't even remember what game that was. We had a lot for Liverpool against PSG. We had a good lot for Championship games. Seem to do quite well, and YouTube as well. YouTube gets quite a lot. We get a good few hundred on YouTube, a good few thousand on YouTube sometimes. So, but again, it's a slightly, I would argue, a slightly better watching experience on YouTube, just because the camera's better, the mic's better, we have the scoreboard, it looks a bit better on YouTube, so people tend to maybe find us on TikTok and then move over to YouTube for the watching experience, or Twitch or X or wherever they want to watch it. CJ19, forgot to tell you that Callum the Copite is me, but I've opened a new account. It's this. Oh, right, okay, no worries, Callum. Didn't know that, mate. Colour splash, gutted for Blackburn, just missing out. Yeah, I think, honestly, they were very close. If they'd have managed to get that win at the end at Bramall Lane, that would have been massive for them. And Millwall just couldn't hang on at Turf Moor. Kind of felt for Burnley, actually. That it was Leeds. Looked like they were throwing it away all game, and then Eda's just smashed it over the bar. Yeah, it looked like it looked like Leeds were throwing it away, wasn't it, at Plymouth? And then Burnley did their job against Millwall, and last minute, Manor Solomon. Oh my God, someone's thrown a bottle of Buckfast on the pitch. Is it a bottle of Bucky, that? Someone throwing bottles on the pitch, that's not good. Come on, Rangers fans, sort yourself out. M157, how did I not realise there was 1,000 people? It's only happened a few times, but there was about 1,000 people this weekend on the Championship playoff game. I don't know why I keep saying the playoff game. The end of the season Championship game. It tends to spike up and it'll stay around a decent level and then move on. But yeah, funnily enough, the Championship games seem to be doing the best. Reece Crownshaw, probably after that Leon United game. Oh my God, the Leon United game was mad. But that was because we'd spent all night laughing at United because they were 4-1 down and slating them. And the numbers dropped from about 500 down to about 200 or 300 watching us. And then all of a sudden, as soon as Maguire scored, it shot up. It went to about 1,500 within seconds. It was like 1,000 Man United fans just went, right, remember him who was taking the piss out of us? We're going finding him. Samir X69, you'll get 10k after United qualifies for the Champions League. Oh, I hope not. I hope not. We've got a lot of Spurs fans on here as well, so I'm sure in time we'll see Spurs fans finding us again, finding the channel. But yeah, it'd be nice to get some Spurs fans on when they lift that Europa League. Come on, Spurs. Litigation told you. Ref got his green tinted specs on. Right, Igamane and Hadji are coming on for Cherny and Barami. Not sure about Hadji. He started his Rangers career well, kind of fallen off a bit, but I really like Hamza Igamane. I think he's a Premier League player in the near future. He's been linked with Everton, of course, Hamza Igamane. CJ, when's the next season's Champions League draw? It'll be July it'll be August time actually, won't it, for the group stage, or rather the league phase as it's known now. Yeah, it'll be August, sometime in August. Samir X69, that match will be crazy. Battle of the Clowns. Reece, it'll be nice to see all the Arsenal fans in here when we win the Champions League. Yeah. Behave yourself, Reece. I don't even think you believe that. Not after that performance yesterday. Right, Tavernier's been fouled there. Free kick to Rangers. Approaching the last 25 minutes of the game here. Can we get a winner? Will we find a winner? Cherny, not happy, getting dragged off the pitch. Elbow in the... Yeah, he's really not happy. Really, really not happy. Jack Butland's having a word with him and just saying, calm yourself down, lad. But he's raging. Probably broke his elbow. He was going like that, trying to elbow the Rangers bench. Score, it's 1-1, Jaden. Rangers 1, Celtic 1. Been a decent game. Very decent game, yeah. Oh, good play there at the back from... Oh, that's a really great run, that. That was a fabulous run. Really, really good there at the back from Balogun. Yanis Hadji stands it up. Oh, he gets it all wrong. Passes it basically out of play. Tavernier can save it, maybe. Diamand. Foul. Foul from Atate. He's not happy. He's not happy there. Right, well, Diamande is down. Barry Ferguson just having a quick word there with Barron. Probably just saying to him, listen, last 20 minutes here, let's get stuck into these. Let's try and make short work of it. Because the game is there. The game is there for either of these teams. Both teams seem to be making quite simple errors, I've got to say. Feels like neither of them have been able to make 10-yard passes in the last sort of 10-15 minutes. They keep passing it out of play. It's quite poor. Oh, you can see that's where Diamand's gone down. Yeah, that might be him done. Looks like a knee injury. Might have just jarred it if he's lucky. But, yeah, he's fine. He's fine. He's back up on his feet. Jake, no Mitoma for Brighton. Guess he won't get the upper hand of trips after all. Freddie, 33, I love Rangers. Nice. Good to see you, Freddie. Good to have more Rangers fans in the chat. Shot from distance, just wide from Yanis Hadji. CJ, I don't care who wins, but I think Rangers get 2 late goals, 3-1. Okay. I think now they've got Igamane on. Igamane, I think he can cause real problems for Celtic. Cherny's not had a good game. I don't know why he was so angry at being taken off, because he's been pretty poor. So, same with Barami, to be honest, on the other side. But Celtic are just going to knock this long from the goal kick. Ida challenging with Balogun to win it. And he does. He gets the flick on. Very good run, actually, from Maeda as well. Celtic get the throw. Good play there. Direct. A lot more direct. A lot more old school. Litigation. Scotland fans don't like us Rangers because we love the Union Jack. Well, let's not get into the political. Celtic, good tackle. Really good tackle. Oh, that's wonderful play by Rangers, and that's going to be a foul. No, he's kept it. Well done, Raskan. Here's Igamane. If he can get a shot away. Great chance. Oh, no, what are you doing? Shoot, you divvy. Hit it. Oh, change your studs. He can't stay on his feet. And he's lost it. No, he wins it back. Well done. He had a real chance there. He was basically one-on-one with the keeper. All he's got to do is knock it across the face of goal. And he just... Scales kind of stops him in his track, slows him down. Good defending from Scales. And, he loses his feet. Loses his footing, falls on his backside. Is that Craig Shakespeare? Is he back up to Barry Ferguson? Is he assistant manager? Looks like Craig Shakespeare, that. Samir X, not a Liverpool fan, but I absolutely love Virgil van Dijk. Brentford 1, Brighton 0. Brentford 1-0, Brighton 3-2, and Chelsea Liverpool 2-2. Green 7, simply the best. Real Madrid have gone 1-0 up against Celta Vigo, by the way, if anyone's interested. Real Madrid getting back within touching distance of Barcelona there at the top of La Liga. Assuming they win that, they're 1-0 up against Celta Vigo. Arda Güler with the goal. Still only the first half there in Madrid. But, big chance for Real Madrid to get back within touching distance. They do play Barcelona next week. Another El Clasico after the massive Copa del Rey final that we did a watch-along for here. That was a great game. Copa del Rey final, Barca and Real Madrid ended up finishing 3-2. Really, really good game. And, we've got another one coming up next week, but in the league. And you'd have to say that Real Madrid are going to have to go to Barcelona and win. If they've got any chance at all of reclaiming that La Liga title, they're going to have to win there. A draw's no good. The points gap's just too big and they're running out of games at this point. I think Barcelona do still have to play. They've got to go away to Espanyol. So, tough game, that one. Basically a derby, isn't it? They've also got to play Villarreal, another side who are chasing Champions League football. So, they could feasibly drop points, Barca, but it's going to have to be Real Madrid who do the job. They're going to have to go to it's not the Nou Camp, the Olympic Stadium. They're going to have to go there and win. Samir X69, Arda Güler just scored a banger. Yeah. Right, Celtic just passing it around at the back here. Into Atate, good play. Into Ida, he's chasing it down. Really good play there by Balogun. Green 7, we won the league early. Fly the flag. Well done, Liverpool 2. You'll never walk alone. Nice. Cheers, man. Yeah, Celtic have definitely had a good season this season, haven't they, in terms of the sort of the domestic campaign. Tavernier. Good tackle there by Hatate. Wins it back. Whoa, that was a bit naughty. Ooh, I tell you what, that wouldn't last in the Premier League, that tackle, honestly. There'd be a red card for that. There'd have been a red card for that. Just the way that he went in. Forget whether he got the ball or not. Oof. Yeah, maybe not, actually. Right, Yanis Hadji's limping away from that one. We're into the last 15 minutes here at Ibrox. Long ball over to the far side. Too heavy. Straight out. Jeffy couldn't keep it in. Green 7, English football is a different class. Love watching the English league. Well, yeah, I think the quality's probably higher, mate. But I think the entertainment is just as high in the SPL. Really is. I'd say the same about the Championship. The Championship is arguably better to watch, or at least more entertaining, than the Premier League at times. Because it feels like the Premier League has become a lot more, like I said earlier, risk-averse. Feels like teams just aren't taking as many chances anymore. And there's not as many mavericks and, individuals. It's all about keep the ball, team, recycle, pass. If you can't pass it forward, pass it backwards. Want some mavericks. We want some mavericks in the game. Get Coutinho's back in. That's what we want. Those sorts of players. Players who'll drop a shoulder and have a run. It was a 2-horse race. Now it's become show jumping. CJ19, would you say La Liga has been good this year? It's been all right. It's not been as good as previous seasons. I think the end to the season's been better. We've seen, like I said, Betis have become probably one of the better teams to watch. Teams down the bottom have been giving the teams up at the top a lot of good games. Las Palmas taking points off Atletico Madrid. Valencia have started to play a lot better recently. There's been some good games. Celta Vigo going to the new camp and Borja Iglesias scoring a hat-trick and somehow still finishing on the losing side. So there have been some entertaining games, but by and large, I would say no. It's been a pretty tame La Liga this season. I think Liga 1's been good. I think the Bundesliga's been okay, but yeah, that's why I just like watching all leagues out. We do a mixed bag on this channel, as you know. If you followed us, we watch everyone. We watch the SPL, we watch the Premier League, Championship, La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, which we're doing tonight. So yeah, if you like watching football, if you like learning and sort of watching new players, watching different teams and understanding how they all play, this is the channel for you. Make sure you give us a follow, give us a like, give us a subscribe. CJ, funny mate, as Parmas beating Atletico Madrid. That was mad, yeah. That was mad. Literally the last kick of the game, that one, wasn't it? Bailey McMaster 50, Rangers getting robbed. Completely agree with you, Bailey. Yeah. Look, again, I'm not a Rangers fan. I'm not a Celtic fan. I don't have any horse in the race for this one. But I fully agree. I think that should have been ruled out, that Celtic goal. They were very fortunate to see that one stand. Very, very fortunate. Litigation, Celtic tainted title, to be honest. Scottish FA hate us. Right, okay. Again, I can't comment too closely on the referees and stuff, because I don't know how this guy, you said he had some sort of an issue with Rangers previously. Kylian Mbappe has scored 2-0 for Real Madrid against Celta Vigo. CJ, that Las Palmas game shows we might need to progress from Simeone. I think I don't necessarily think it was the tactics that cost you in that game. If you remember rightly in that game, you missed 2 or 3 absolute sitters. Alvarez missed... Well, it wasn't a miss, in fairness. That one wasn't a miss. It was a wonderful save from the keeper, from Julian Alvarez. And I think Sorloth missed a sitter. Atletico Madrid didn't play well. The individuals on the pitch didn't play well. And Simeone can only control an aspect of that, personally. I think you've got to give the players a bit of stick. Conor Gallagher's been a good signing, though, hasn't he? Tavernier stands it up to the far post. Barron, Raskin, backstick, must be. Rangers, oh, stayed out. How's it stayed out? Penalty! No! Oh, I thought he'd give it. He wants a penalty here, Yanis Hadji. He's not going to get it. It's a stud-up ball to the back stick. I think it's Jeffy who puts it in. It's a good save from the keeper. That's a penalty! That That is a penalty. That is a penalty. I am telling you it's a penalty. The ball's rolling away. Hadji goes for it. That's a foul. That is a foul. That is a foul. I think that's a foul. Soloth is a sloth who scored against Barca. Are they checking that? I don't think they're going to. It was McGregor. It was McGregor on Yanis Hadji. I thought that should have been a foul and maybe a penalty there. He didn't get any of the ball. He dove in and tackled. He got none of the ball. The ball carried on rolling away and the player went down. That's a penalty for me. Just showing the goals back there. Diamande into Dessers. Dessers takes it on his right foot. Gets past Scales. Opens his body up. Left peg into the bottom corner. Great finish. Ida there. Great finish from Ida, to be fair. It did take a deflection, but still think that shouldn't have stood. I don't think Celtic fans would want that to stand if it was against them, if it was the other way around. The player was stood that close to the keeper. He was like 3 foot in front of the keeper. Barry Ferguson's just been and looked at the screen. He's now come out. He's shouting at the ref. That's a penalty. Are they going to check it? Is there a check ongoing? We don't know what's happened. He's asking for a penalty. He's certainly asking for it. Yanis Hadji's been treated. I don't think there's going to be a penalty. No. No penalty. Hamburg in the Bundesliga now. Yeehaw. Rangers, Hamburg forever. Hamburg back up. That's another thing I've not kept an eye on is the sort of the second Bundesliga 2 and Serie B and all that. You know, I've not really seen who's come up or who's near to coming up. So I'm probably going to have a little look at that in a bit. Bailey McMaster, penalty. Should have been a penalty, I think. Jaden, when's the NUFC live starting? As soon as this one finishes, Jaden. So we've got about 10 minutes left of this one. Got about 10 minutes left of this one. As soon as this finishes, I'll end the live and I'll restart the Newcastle and Brighton game. So, yeah, just waiting for this one to blow up full time. Told you, this ref has got history, says Litigation. Right, Bailey Rice is coming on for Yanis Hadji. Hadji's only just come on. He's had to go off injured. I do think it was a penalty on him, but he's gone off. And Adam Eder looks like he's coming off as well. Johnny Kenny. I don't know why I thought that was John Joe Kenny. I just saw Jay Kenny. Yeah, Johnny Kenny coming on to replace Adam Eder. FM No Casuals, 2 poor sides. Like, yeah, it's been a lot. It has, I would argue, it's been a game low on quality, and the 2 bits of quality we've seen have been the goals. Albeit, I don't think the Celtic one probably should have stood. But you know, you could argue it is a bit dog and duck against the Red Lion sort of thing. The quality on display hasn't always been there. Daniel, did you watch the Championship final day? Yes, mate, we did. We watched Coventry against Middlesbrough, and obviously we stayed, you know, up to date on all the other games as they were going on. So it was kind of like Gillette Soccer Saturday on here. We did a proper, like, as the game's going on, people are saying in the chat, and there's a goal at the Hawthorns, there's a goal at Home Park, Plymouth are ahead against Leeds, Millwall are ahead against Burnley, Blackburn are ahead against Sheffield United, and it was all the permutations that were going on. It was a brilliant, brilliant day, that one. That was probably my favourite watch-along we've done, the Championship final day. That was, yeah, probably my favourite watch-along we've done since I started the channel in, the first watch-along was January. So, yeah, that was a really entertaining day. The watch-along, if you want to see it back, I mean, it's on my YouTube. You can go and watch it on YouTube. All of my lives are on YouTube. All the previous lives we've done. The full schedule for the next week is on YouTube as well. So you can see the games that we've got coming up. Hit the notification bell and all that as well, if that's your thing. Green 7, 800 Celtic fans and 40,000 Rangers fans. Can you even hear them? Crazy to think Celtic. Rangers have been the best in the head-to-heads, but Celtic win it. Have Celtic got Jota? No, Jota isn't on. Daniel, I told you it would have been better than the Villa game. Yeah, you did, mate. And I listened. I listened to you. So we didn't watch Villa. We went with Coventry and Borough, and I'm glad we did. It was a good game. Celtic with the shot here, and Rangers on the counter attack. If they get this right, there's a good opportunity on the break. No, not quite. All the way back to the keeper. Final 5 minutes here. Litigation, we need non-Scottish refs for Old Firm game. Foul to Celtic. Quality is so bad here. Daniel, I was at the Coventry v Borough game. Was you really, mate? Nice. Well, it was a good occasion. Certainly a good occasion for Cov fans, wasn't it? And now, obviously, we've got the playoffs to look forward to. Sheffield United against Bristol City and Sunderland against Coventry. I'm torn on Sunderland and Coventry. I really don't know who I fancy for that one. I think Sheffield United probably do Bristol over 2 legs. They'll probably do Bristol City over 2 legs, but Sunderland and Coventry, you can't call it. Celtic down the right-hand side here. Chance if they get this right. Final ball, not quite with them. Hatate, good ball in. Better from Celtic. Much, much better this. Good touches around the edge of the area. Rangers win it back. Oh, it's a free kick to Rangers. Daniel, Tifo was better than Arsenal's. I don't think that's... there's not much to be said on that one. The Tifo and Arsenal's was pretty poor. Be yourself, Dylan. It's going to be Sheffield United to go up. Daniel, Sunderland never beat Coventry. Yes, quite a few Coventry fans were telling me that. Again, I didn't know that, but I'm led to believe the head-to-heads are certainly in Coventry's favour. So, yeah, we'll see. Jack the Mac, please put your camera on the match for just a few minutes. I can't, Jack. It will. My channel will get banned instantaneously, mate, so I can't. As much as I'd love to, it's not me being a funny bugger. I'd love to, because my views would soar, but I can't do it. I can't do it. So yeah, I can't. Sorry, mate. Green 7. Celtic should be destroying Rangers. We need to spend next year. M15-7. Not even going to have time for a toilet break. I know. I'm literally going to have to just set it all up and push start again. I'm barely going to have to run on. That's why I'm not drinking too much of this. I'm trying to just keep stum. I can't go to the toilet. Litigation. I love your neutral takes, pal. So refreshing. Cheers. Nice one, man. Try to stay fairly neutral, but still, look, don't get me wrong, I'll still be honest about it. I hate Man United, I hate Everton, I hate Chelsea, I hate City. Not so keen on Arsenal fans. Nottingham Forest fans have given me a lot of stick this season for no reason, I think. I've been quite honest and quite nice with Forest fans, but because I said at some point in the season that I didn't think they were going to get the Champions League, all of a sudden they've been gunning for me ever since. So, had some pretty nasty messages from Forest fans. So a part of me, I might even revisit some of them messages if they actually don't end up in the Champions League. Just a nice reminder. And all I said, I think I was guilty of saying, when they had that spell a few weeks, maybe a few months ago, when they got battered by Bournemouth 5-0, and then they had that little spell where I think they struggled past Exeter in the FA Cup, and then they struggled past, I think it was Ipswich in the FA Cup. They needed penalties to beat both of them. Pretty poor performances from Forest. And I said, it just feels like the wheels are falling off a little bit with Forest recently. And I had, honestly, just some horrendous messages come through. Daniel, will you be watching the playoffs? Absolutely, I will be, yeah. Come hell or high water, we'll be doing the playoff games and the playoff final. Be yourself, Dylan. Real Madrid 2-0 up. Yep. Mbappe got the second. Arda Güler got the first. Mbappe with the second. 2-0. That should put Real Madrid back within touching distance of Barcelona. And it's the Clásico next week, which we will also definitely be doing. Barcelona v Real Madrid. Real Madrid have to win that one if they have any chance at all of reclaiming the La Liga title. CJ, Forest have lost it. So we are finishing third now, looks like, and Reds have already won the league. Well, that's a good end to the season for you, isn't it? Green 7, happy with the draw. I would have been happy even getting beat. League's over. Daniel, do you have any new thoughts on Liverpool's FA Cup exit after Plymouth finished 23rd? No, listen, mate, Plymouth deserved it. We turned up, we had a weakened squad, we played Wataru Endo at centre-back, we had, some young kids came on who haven't played for Liverpool before and haven't played since. It was a poor performance from Liverpool, I think, and we've learned about this since, that the likes of Darwin Núñez, apparently Diogo Jota as well, were told around that game that the club don't intend to keep them this summer, or at least that their future is in doubt. And I think we saw a little bit of that in their performances. Chiesa too. Chiesa was pretty poor. And apparently it was around that time that those conversations happened. How true that is, we don't know. But it was certainly what's been sort of put forth. And if that is the case, it makes a lot of sense, because the performance was awful. It was settled by a penalty, ultimately, wasn't it? Harvey Elliott, penalty, handball, silly from Harvey Elliott, but it was a penalty. Plymouth played well. They deserved it. They went through, and yeah, I've no problem with it. I kind of rooted for Plymouth. I thought that they would really make a game of it when they beat Coventry. Then they go to Deepdale and beat Preston. If results had gone their way, I really thought they'd be able to come into that last game against Leeds, and I knew they would give Leeds a game. So when they went 1-0 up, I was like, it was tinges of disappointment, because I was a bit like, that's great for Plymouth, but they can't stay up. They're already down. So, if they'd have won all three of those, those games, if they'd have managed to hang on to the lead against Leeds, and a couple of results had just gone their way earlier in the season, even just one result, to be honest, or they hadn't been so terrible on goal difference, then, they might have ended up staying up. But CJ, let's hate watch Real Madrid. Darcy back up 7, score prediction. Score prediction for Brighton Newcastle is 2-2. There's 7 minutes of added on time. Jesus Lord. I might have to end this one early, but I can't. I've got to switch over to Newcastle Brighton. Oh, it's going to be an absolute nightmare, this. This is going to be a proper... I'm going to have about 60 seconds to end the stream and start the new one. This ref better not add any more time on. United or Brentford? Brentford. I think Brentford win it. Rangers just pushing forward here at the end. Litigation, dislike Nottingham Forest, Man U and Tottenham, like all other English clubs. Here's Yang driving forward down the right-hand side. Good defending there by Balogun again. Wojciech, hey, I've had to watch it on Sky Sports Prem because main event is taken. Daniel, Europa League final is disgraceful. Listen, it'll be fine. Spurs are going to win it. I'm telling you. Spurs are going to win it. Harry Kane still waiting for the trophy. Well, he won't have long to wait. CJ, alright, like you, I have to shoot, mate. Gonna head to the gym. See you on Liverpool's build-up. Okay, mate, I'll see you in a little bit, Callum. Take it easy, mate. Right, 3 minutes. That means this is going to end at 13:56, 13:59, and Newcastle and Brighton kick off at 2. Jesus Lord, this is going to be a super quick turnaround. What's the most you'd bet on the Europa League final winner? Oh, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't bet on that one. I think Spurs have got all of... The form table says Spurs. Spurs have beat Manchester United twice already this season. United haven't beat Spurs since 2022. So everything points to Spurs. I think Spurs have been better than United this season. I think in December, Spurs were like 6th in December, weren't they? Or just going into December. They beat City 4-0 at the Etihad. And they played all right. They was doing all right. And then all of a sudden they had the big injury crisis and they just fell off a cliff. Manchester United, it feels like, have been awful. pretty much all season, you know. And United actually only got into the Europa League, lest we forget, only got into the Europa League by virtue of the fact they won the FA Cup against Manchester City. They finished 8th. They wouldn't have even been in Europe if not for winning that FA Cup. And now they might be winning the Europa League and potentially going in the Champions League. So, awful, isn't it? Joe Belgium, Cup final in Belgium today. Yeah, spoke about that earlier. Club Brugge against Anderlecht. I'll be keeping an eye out for that one. Who do you think's going to win it? Obviously, Bruges are the favourites, but you can't write off Anderlecht. You never know. Anderlecht in the final, big game. Daniel, you're confusing Tottenham's form with the previous seasons. They've been awful all season. Well, awful, it would be a stretch, I would say. It would be a stretch. I think they've been okay. They've just had a lot of injuries. I can kind of forgive Spurs, let's say that. I can forgive Spurs because of the injuries that they've had. United, it's not been the same. They've not had anywhere near the same level of injuries. Right, into the last 60 seconds here. Free kick to Rangers. That's going to be it. Bruges' favourite, but hope a bit. Anderlecht, nice. Be yourself, Dylan. Kick off in 2 minutes. I know. Listen, it's going to be a super quick turnaround. As soon as the ref blows up here, I've got 30 seconds left on this one. I'm going to end this live, end it, and switch straight over to Brighton and Newcastle. So I'll be live again within about 60 seconds. I've got to have a wee as well. I need a toilet break in between games. I've left myself no time here. Come on. Daniel, no grace for Arsenal's injuries. Arsenal have only had 2 players. Celtic are through here if they could win it. They could win it! Oh, you divvy, why didn't you shoot? And he's blown up. There you go, full time. Right, full time, 1-1 Rangers Celtic. We'll do the post-match during the Brighton-Newcastle game. Join me, I'm going to end the live now. I'll see you in about 2 minutes. See you in 2 minutes.